what's considered waste? Well, food wrappers, clothes, and aluminum cans, these are some of the waste we throw every day. Might as well add your phones and computers to the list. But do we actually know what will happen once they land in the bin? Most of us, like me, assumes they end up in the landfill. And what happens next? What comes after that? We don't know. And we will actually know, but let's find out. Okay, first, let's talk about what is the meaning of solid waste management. Well, solid waste management refers to a systematic collection, transportation, treatment, and disposal of solid waste materials, aiming to minimize environmental and health impacts. Fun fact about the solid waste management is that people generated around 5 million tons of solid waste every single day. And if you do the math, that adds up to a staggering 2 billion tons per year. And if you break down those 2 billion tons of waste, you get a massive 150 trillion piece of trash. Line them up one by one and they wouldn't just reach Pluto. They would make it all the way back to the Earth with extra room to spare. That's right, your garbage could do a round trip across the solar system, but with all of that waste and trash, are they recyclable? Well, on a global scale, 80% of waste is actually recyclable, but only 19% gets recycled and recovered. But why? Well, according to the leading studies, the main reason are contamination, poor waste segregation, and inefficient recycling system. For example, items like plastic bottles and aluminum cans can be recycled, but contaminated waste like diapers end up straight into the landfill or incinerators. That's why we need to properly manage our waste, because if we don't, well, you know what will happen, if you know what I mean. So, where all this waste management began? Well, let's talk about a quick history of waste management. For starters, waste management dates back more than 1,000 years ago. The ancient Athenians disposed of their waste at least a mile outside the city. While then years go by, the Romans took it further by creating the first garbage collection system, a man with a horse-driven cart. Then they would throw it into an open pit outside or inside the city walls. This process continued to be developed over the years, continuously, but after World War II, things took a turn for the worst. Because of consumerism and rise to a chemical age resulted in an explosion of waste production, overwhelming the traditional waste disposal methods. But we, as smart humans, solve every problems that we make, and to make the story short, we created processes like first, material recovery facility, and then composting, and then incineration, which is the incineration is a bit controversial. But let's talk about our main topic, which is the material recovery facility, or MRFs or MRFs. Okay, what is MRF or material recovery facility? It is a specialized facility that collects, separates, and recycles materials like plastics, metals, papers, and glass for further processing and resale. So what does it look like? So it looks like this. Well, the design varies depending on the country. For example, developed countries like the US and Japan uses more bigger and advanced facilities that not only uses manual sorters but also the advanced machine like the claw machine that pick up waste for separation. On the other hand, developing countries like Africa or Southeast Asia uses manual sorters or laborer. Well, it's a bit more dangerous, especially if someone picked up a contaminated waste like syringe or bomb, but the good thing about this, it creates a lot of job opportunities. So, what's the functions of it? Let's talk about that later. But for now, let's take a quick history of MRFs. So, the first ever MRFs began in 1897 in New York City. Due to the enormous amount of trash and growing population, there was a need for more systematic waste management and recycling approach. Over time, facilities began to use advanced technologies like AI-powered recycler and automated sorting system. This improvement not only increased accuracy and efficiency, but the overall safety and waste separation. In terms of MRFs in the Philippines, the implementation of MRFs is mandated by the Republic Act No. 9003, also known as the Ecological Solid Waste Management Act of 2000. This law requires every barangay or cluster of barangay or LGU to facilitate waste segregation, recycling, and composting. The goal was a 25% waste reduction target by promoting the 3 R's. The 3 R's are reduce, reuse, and recycle. While MRFs have significant impact, they also have mixed results because of the word that you know all too well. Well, money was granted here and there, and then we don't know where it went. It magically disappeared. Okay, but on the bright side, some cities successfully implemented solid waste management program, including Marikina City, Cebu City, Bayawan City, Quezon City, and Cagayan de Oro. In Marikina City, it was dubbed as the cleanest city in Metro Manila. Marikina's strict waste segregation policy and well-managed MRFs contribute to its low waste production and high recycling rates. The city's efficient door-to-door garbage collection and community involvement ensures sustainable waste management. On Cebu City, they implement multiple MRFs, including the Inaya 1 sanitary landfill and barangay level MRFs, to improve waste diversions and recycling efforts. The city also partnered with private organizations for plastic waste management initiatives, turning non-recyclables into eco-friendly bricks. On Bayawan City, it was known as the cleanest city in the Philippines, or known for its waste management and ecology center, serving 10 neighboring LGUs and private companies with 30-year lifespan. The facility won the Best Solid Waste Disposal Facility Award on 2022 for its efficient composting, recycling, and landfill operation. On Quezon City, it is a pioneer in waste-to-energy or WTE projects, converting methane gas from the Payatas dam site into an electricity. The city's eco-friendly policy and waste diversion efforts reduce landfill dependency while contributing to a renewable energy production. And lastly, on Cagayan de Oro, recognized by the DENR for its best and well-operated sanitary landfill in Barangay Pagalungan, replacing the Zayas open dam site in 2016, the city prioritized proper waste disposal and environmental sustainability, ensuring a cleaner and healthier urban area. While these cities have shown improvements like reduced landfill waste, a cleaner environment, a promotion of circular economy, and a lower greenhouse gas emission, let's talk about how does MRFs work. Well, inside of it, step 1 is the garbage truck collect waste from household, businesses, and municipal program. In step 2, waste is transported to an MRF for sorting and processing. Step 3, automated sorters and manual workers remove hazardous materials and large contaminants like plastic bags, electronic, and non-recyclables. Step 4, mechanical sorting and separation begins. On step 4, they use a Strommel screen to separate material by size. Then magnets and eddy current extract metals, the magnets pull ferrous metals, and the eddy current repel non-ferrous metals. And then air classifier. They use powerful air to separate lightweight materials like plastic and papers. And then it goes to optical sorters. Uses high-speed cameras to detect plastic and paper based on their color and composition. And lastly, the glass is crushed and sorted by colors. That's the last part of step 4. Now step 5, for quality control, manual workers remove contaminants that the machine missed. And then finally, recyclable materials are compressed into a large bales for efficient transport. So let's now do a recap. We talk about waste problem, we explore solutions to this problem, and we talk about the history of waste management. Also, we discussed the MRF as one of the cleanest and most effective waste solutions, plus we covered their properties and functions. I'm gonna stop myself right there because it's way past the expected time. So just a quick reminder, guys, don't be too lousy, because proper segregation is just as easy as baking pies, you know. You just need to throw your trash on a proper bin and that's it. Don't litter the streets, don't rumble all your trash into one plastics. Separate them into a biodegradable and non-biodegradable ones, so it wasn't that hard to reduce and recycle the waste. Because what do you want guys to live in? A place full of scattered trash, scattered waste on the streets, everything is smelly, or a place full of happiness, clean? It's your call, you know. But if you're stubborn like the others, there's only one thing to say to you.
Hoy batugan, di ka pa mayaman, wala ka bang matabang wallet? Bakit di ka makabangon, baka bakal na mukha mo tapos unan mo naman magnet? Pahiga-higa lang sa higa, ang kala mabiyaya sa iyo.